Hey, Steady Steve, please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon, click on subscribe. It's 100% free. Blood in, blood out. And don't forget to click on the notifications just so you don't miss any amazing content. Right, so this is a video just talking about the US election. So if anybody's pro-Trump, that's it. Thank you very much. We'll catch you in another video which is not about politics, because this is just going to wind you up. But this is talking about for black people or people of color, and just kind of thinking through what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? I've put together my own video which focuses on an in-depth deep dive on 5 key points, touching on why I think Trump got in, and also what I think the key points going forward in terms of world stability and things like that. But anyway, this guy here has got a very interesting take on it, so let's go.
And so it begins. Oh, my goodness. So I'm sure many of you guys have heard about this story, but I figured I'd do a video on it anyway, because I believe this story is going to be emblematic of the next 4 years to come, okay? Whether you like it or not, all right? But what happened is that after the election, right, a bunch of black youth and adults got text messages sent to them that was addressed to them personally. And what the text messages said was essentially, hey, Deshaun, rise and shine, for your 8 a.m. Wake-up call. You have been selected to pick cotton. You're a slave master.
So the one thing I do want to say is I'm not suggesting that these messages have come from Trump. But what I am saying is that the move to the extreme right wing and the tolerance for this kind of politics of division and making race an issue, and the whole Bertha thing and the whole Kamala thing, and is she really, is she black, is she Indian, making an issue of race, and it just goes on and on and on. That's only the tip of the iceberg, and it's going to become, and it maybe already is, become very entrenched in American society. That's very worrying. And these texts, and how do they even get access to all this data? You know what I mean? But I think people are being put in their place, being put on notice about where America's going. So let's go back a little bit and we can go forwards.
Said was essentially, hey, Deshaun, rise and shine, for your 8 a.m. Wake-up call. You have been selected to pick cotton. Your slave master, will be coming to pick you up. You will be on plantation, B.
Initially, I was mad. I was just so mad.
This woman did not want to be identified, but she reached out to Channel 9 after she says she received a racist and disturbing text message.
It just says that someone will be picking me up sometime in November and to work on the plantation. Some other slaves will be picking us up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
The FBI is investigating a string of racist messages sent to black Americans across the U.S. This is one of the disturbing texts, and I'm sorry we have to put this up on screens. It says, it reads, you have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Again, for the folks listening on the radio, I am reading quotes from this text, and references executive slave catchers. Children and college students got messages like this. One mother in Houston said her daughter, who was in high school, received one as well.
And it was messages like that were sent to a bunch of black people, especially those in HBCUs. I can only imagine, right, if you had a child and your child got a message like that, what do you do? How do you explain to them that, hey, there are people who dislike you just simply due to your existence, that you are now forced to have that conversation with them? Man, I think that's messed up. Obviously, I think that's messed up, but this is what we voted for. The black men who are unfortunately they're compromised. Many of them who are like, oh, we're going for Trump. What they fail to estimate, or what they fail to comprehend, is that you have to understand Trump comes with a group of people. That's what you have to understand. You have to understand that it's not just Trump and his policies, it's everyone.
There are two issues. There's the fact that Trump himself identifies with that, to be fair, that being the extreme right wing. You know what I mean? And he's in favour of all the civil rights legislation being repealed and black jobs and that. So listen, Trump is that. But also there's other people that he's going to build, the team around him share that opinion. And the key positions that he's going to be recruiting to will also be sharing that opinion. And the judges, they're also going to share that opinion. So when you come up against this as an issue, and all the black people and people in the minorities most definitely will, who are you going to complain to? Seriously, who are you going to complain to? Who are you going to rely on? What, the Constitution? The legislation? Well, what judge is going to uphold your side of things? The Senate, the Republicans? Oh, it's all on one man's side. Nothing's reining them in. We'll see what happens. It's not going to be good.
What they fail to comprehend is that you have to understand Trump comes with a group of people. That's what you have to understand. You have to understand that it's not just Trump and his policies, it's everyone that comes with those policies.
She said it's a message that her and some of her friends received. And so I'm like, which friends? And so she said, all of my black friends. To have somebody threaten their lives or threaten their livelihood or threaten their family's livelihood, it becomes uncomfortable. It should not be sent to any student, black, brown, blue, purple, yellow, whatever. It should not be sent to any student, black, brown, blue, purple, yellow, whatever.
As I've said before, it may be a blessing in disguise or it may be a curse. Because everything you think is bad right now is going to be a lot worse, bro. It's going to be a lot worse. And it's going to be very interesting to see as far as we as a people, if we rise from the ashes like a phoenix or if we, disappear. Damn. And I'm old enough to remember when people were mocking George Floyd. I remember as very...
Just a second, I can't move on from that. Whether we as a people rise up from the ashes. I think what he's saying about whether you can last this thing out. There's nothing you can do. The people in the minorities of America, it's already now too late. That election was one of the most important things in black history in America. And to be honest, potentially destabilizing for the rest of the world and emboldening for the rest of the world. And that extreme right-wing rhetoric, which is the only vision and the only kind of side of things that Trump's going to be interested in, is also going to influence, as saying, embolden other countries, which are already heading down that route. You guys are in for a very bumpy ride, and we will find out what black jobs are for sure.
You had these white people who were mocking what happened, who were reenacting what was going on. In New Jersey protests.
This road here is exactly where that viral video, you can hear people yelling, and they've got lots of signs out here today. This is the exact road that they were walking when that video was filmed. So the response out here has been overwhelming to folks here who live in this area.
I'm old enough to remember where you had a kid calling another black kid on the bus the N-word.
Can you shut up, Nick? What? Can you shut up, Nick? What'd you say? I said, fucking shit. Can you shut up, Nick? Huh?
I'm old enough to remember a lot of these things that has happened over the period of this time. I think a lot of people happen to have some type of amnesia, or they happen to view what was going on through rose-tinted glasses. Those glasses are about to get smashed. I think this is just the beginning.
100%.
Of what's to ensue, because I think there are a lot of people that are going to be emboldened. There are a lot of racists that are going to be emboldened. And I'm not saying, that everyone who voted for Trump are racist, but everyone who is racist voted for Trump for the most part.
And she's not alone. Social media sites have been flooded with people from New York to Florida who say they've gotten these racist messages. Freeman and others believe the text may have been sparked by the current political climate.
And, I know we have the Spencers, I forgot what his name was, the Spencers and the other individuals who are like, well, we voted for Kamala. But the reason why they voted for Kamala in many cases was to somehow antagonize white people to act. Right? It was due to the inaction that they felt that Trump was taking on behalf of white people. That's my 2 cents on it. I think what happened to these kids, with these text messages, I think many of them are going to deny, right? If you look at much of the comments of the channels that are reporting on this, you have a whole bunch of white people who are saying, hey, it's Juicy Smollett, it's Juicy Smollett, right? So you have to understand that at one point, they believe that anything that's racist that happens doesn't exist. But at the same very token, they believe that, hey, that this is a white country, that this is.
Okay, when I first watched this, I didn't really. Maybe it's my brain. It's got very early in the morning. It's 7:49 on Sunday. Can you believe it? I think this whole Juicy Smollett is. I think they're trying to say that the racist text messages don't really exist, and it's a guess coming from. Well, everything's down to the Democrats in it. You know what I mean? So, oh my gosh, or whatever it is down to some kind of. It's down to the left. You know what I mean? So those people lost on the right, including the black people, lost on the extreme right. There's nothing wrong with being on the right. But on the extreme right, the bit that doesn't want you to exist and will deny you any opportunities, they will deny whatever reality in order for the propaganda to fit. You know what I mean? Again, voting for somebody who's pro the Proud Boys and says Africa is mostly from shithole nations and things like that, and you still vote for that guy, even though in his eyes, you are that. Is that kind of cognitive dissonance, basically. But anyway, let's go back a little bit. I don't want to miss anything.
And anything that's racist that happens doesn't exist. But at the same very token, they believe that, hey, that this is a white country, that this is made for them, that, you know, the country isn't racist, that this is, you know, it just is what it is. So I find it very interesting how they can have those two conflicting beliefs within the same brain. Because when we had, you know, the Proud Boys, when we had these mofos, the white supremacists or the Nazis, like literal Nazis, they always, you notice this, but they always say, oh, that's the government. Oh, that's the CIA. Oh, that's not real. That's the government. Those are government ops. And it's just like, wait, do you not understand that there's a good swath of the country that is like that? I don't understand. Like, who do you really think that those are government ops? That's what you think is going?
Yeah. Cognitive dissonance again. So yeah, I mean, everybody's a plant. What was it now? Extreme far. I mean, they always do that distraction technique. I know it's like the rope-a-dope. It's the extreme far left doing extreme right-wing things. It's like, it's really not that complicated.
Going on? It's so interesting how they wash their hands of any wrongdoing. They wash their hands of any wrongdoing, and that they have done this time and time again. That they get certain groups of people to believe them and then turn on them. They did that with Asians when it comes to affirmative action. Then we come to find out that Asians, you know, enrollment started to plummet. So they use them to get over on them. And that's what they do. When it comes to civil rights, they use the civil rights, they use the Equal Protection Clause that was made for black people to eradicate the Fearless Fund, right? That's what they had. Hey, lift yourself up by the bootstraps, but also we're going to attack anything that helps you lift yourself up by the bootstraps. That's what they have. And most recently, the election, Latinos, right? They got the Latino vote. And now they're talking about, well, we're going to deport y'all. We're going to denaturalize y'all, and we're going to remove you from the 14th Amendment. That's what's going to happen. No more birthright citizenship. You guys are gone. And the funny thing is...
Completely.
That they do this time and time again. They utilize certain groups and get them under the illusion of the inclusion and then say doses. Once they use you,
the illusion of, he's doing those mic drops. There's a few mics being dropped. The illusion of inclusion, 100%. We're talking about somebody who aligns with the extreme right wing and the KKK of today. Let's go on about the Proud Boys, but it's not just them. Let's just say the KKK of today. And now people of colour or people who will be excluded in that future somehow see that as the paradise, or just don't distance themselves from it, or don't kind of try and stop it. We'll never understand, but they will understand. And the minimum is going to be the next 4 years. We will see how that pans out.
Yes, that they do this time and time again. They utilize certain groups and get them under the illusion of the inclusion and then say doses. Once they use you, you're off. Done. Damn. So it's truly interesting to see the responses to such stories like this. It's going to be interesting to see the responses to stories over these next 4 years.
I can't believe this is happening in 2024. So I'm just shocked and disturbed. And why are we still dealing with this?
Because you know they're going to do the 3 Ds, deny, deny, deny. We're in for quite a treat of a roller coaster for the next 4 years. I will say that. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Look, this is all fear mongering. Everything's going to be A-okay. It's going to be peaches and creams. I don't know what you're talking about. We're in good hands. Or if you have believe, okay. I mean, if you believe that, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing that I can say that can change your opinion. I'm sure that you probably believe this was a hoax and this was fake and that black people sent these messages to themselves. So I believe the problem with this election is that the echo chamber is going to remain an echo chamber because there's been no disruption to said echo chamber. So we are in for it. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, Disagreement Day. Call in and we'll duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys. Be amazing.
Amazing. That's a very, very good video, young man. Amazing Lucas in top left-hand corner. I only discovered him this morning. As I say, and through my sleep, which I will be continuing in not too long from now, I just thought, yeah, no, he's absolutely got this spot on. And obviously there's people's right to disagree. That's absolutely fine. But now I agree with everything that he said. Everything that he said. The only solution, well, there's two solutions, right? There needs to be a clampdown on misinformation. An absolute clampdown on misinformation. And in fact, what I think Kamala should have done in the election is she should have had an ongoing channel, maybe a YouTube channel, which challenges all the bullshit and says, listen, that's what they're saying and this is the truth. And if they don't believe me or they're going to dispute it, we'll take it to court and let a judge decide. So that's number one. And I think the only other thing which is going to take people from the extreme right wing, because I don't think they're going to go to the left. They got no intention of going to the left, right? Being the Democrats. The Democrats are going to have to come and be dragged towards the middle, even though they're not that far from the left. They're called radical left. They're not. It's just words from the orange guy. So it's either that the Democrat needs to reposition itself, which will be a bitter pill. But I think more so than that, I think the true Republicans or traditional Republicans, because Trump's not a Republican. Trump is an independent. But he happens to be more right-leaning than left-leaning. So leave Trump where he is, and he can be the MAGA party. But the true Republicans, you know, the Republicans pre-Trump, they have their own party. And I think the only future for America would be a three-party system, basically. The MAGA, the Republicans, and the Democrats. What I'm hoping in that situation is that Democratic voters will stay with the Democrats and the MAGA vote will be split between MAGA and Republicans, and then we'll have balance. So until there's a three-party system, there has to be a three-party system. I can't see any way out for you guys. And that's assuming that the orange guy, with all his political appointments, hasn't got some plan in place which overrides the Constitution, that either he stays in power, you know, assuming that he's an old man, assuming that he's still of the earth, or his sycophants will be in power. But I think this has got the potential to be some kind of Trump dynasty. The Trump dynasty. So the Trump name could be, you know, you got Trump Tower. That could be like the USA brackets Trumpville. You know what I mean? Now they're going to own that country maybe for generations. That's a possibility. But at best, MAGA, traditional Republicans, and Democrats. And I think that's the only way forward. Let me know your thoughts. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. But let's just keep it nice and respectful, please. Please like, subscribe, then Stephen, I'm out.